Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to Naseeha sessions. First things first, click the subscribe button. You're not going anywhere till you subscribe. It's a new channel, new subscription. It's necessary, number one. Number two, I need a commitment from you. And Allah is our witness today. If you're going to watch these Naseeha sessions, you're not going to be selfish. You're going to actually want to share the khair. So you commit to sharing this video with at least one person that you know that will benefit from this video and every other Naseeha session video that you watch from now on, just like that. Okay, now with that said, let's begin.
So Akhi man, she was telling me, now obviously you had a girl, yeah? And you broke up with her last night, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the reason that you broke up with her?
Basically, yeah, for the past 2 months, like, I've just been thinking, like, I've been with her since February, and just, like, these past 2 months have just flown by. I just haven't been happy, I haven't felt satisfied. Like, I feel happy when I'm with her, but after that, like, I'm thinking, is Allah really satisfied with me? And then I started thinking, you know what, these past 2 months I haven't been happy at all. And that's when I realised, like, this whole relationship, like, if I have the intention of marrying her later, it's not going to work out now, innit? And then obviously, like, life is short. I don't know when I'm going to die, I don't know when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take my life. And just this past week, subhanAllah, I think these were signs for me to, like, do some action right now. And then, like, last week on Monday morning, there was a janazah at the local masjid, and my mum told me to wake up 8 o'clock, go masjid, pray janazah. And then that night, like, one of my best friends, like, grandpa passed away. And then,
same day,
yeah, same day. And the day after that, my mum's mate's husband passed away as well. So I was like, look, this three people that are close to me have passed away, that's not a joke. So I was like, look, I don't know when I'm gonna die. I have to do what I gotta do, which is right, and that's Islamically, I can't stay in a haram relationship. And I had 2 options, either marry her, or like don't continue the haram relationship. So I had to end the relationship, and the thing is,
how couldn't you marry her though?
because I'm just not ready, I don't think. I need to be on point on deen as well, and obviously, like, her, she wasn't really on deen either. Like, I've always tried convincing her, like ask her all the time, oh, when's the last time you prayed? Have you prayed today? Are you gonna pray when you get home? Most of the time, yeah, it's no, but recently she's been starting praying. But even that didn't make me happy. Why? Because I'm in a haram relationship. And I was just thinking, you know what, Allah's not satisfied with me. That's why He's not giving me the happiness that I thought I would have got. So yeah.
That's true, man, because a lot of people think that they're going to find happiness in a relationship with someone else. But really and truly, if your happiness is based upon that person, your happiness will only last as long as them people are about. That's why what the scholars advise is that we should work on our relationship with Allah and strengthen that, because Allah will never leave. So if our happiness is based upon Allah, Allah will always please you because He's always present. So you will never be in an unsatisfying relationship. And let Allah then work on your relationship with others after you've worked on your relationship with Him. Okay, now, at college, did you see her today?
Yeah, that was emotional. Yeah. Because, yeah, that's the thing, that I only ended the relationship yesterday. That was last night, less than 24 hours ago. And then seeing her, like, what, 12 hours later, yeah. You know, I was sitting in the study room, and obviously, I don't know, I had a feeling she was coming. So I turned around, I saw her, but I quickly turned around because I don't want her seeing me, because I know she will get hurt. And then she must have sat down, and then she put her head down. And then I turned around and I saw that, and wallahi, it hurt me, because normally at that time, like, we would be sitting together, we would be like doing work or just talking, but seeing us like separated in that kind of way, it hurt. So obviously, like, I couldn't stay there because I was getting emotional. So I left. So I went to go get some fresh air with another Aki, and then the Ak told me, like, he was comforting me, like, Islamically. He was like, look, you done the right thing. Like, if it wasn't for what you did right now, you never know, your future can mess up. You never know. Allah can hold something good or bad for you. So yeah.
You know, Akim, let me just ask you one last question, yeah? Obviously, the fact that you've left her now, yeah? You didn't leave her because you stopped feeling attracted to her, did you?
No.
You're still attracted to her now?
Yeah.
You still care for her?
Yeah.
The two main reasons you left her is, number one, because you don't see a future with her because she's not Islamically. I'm sure none of us are Islamically where we should be,
Yeah.
but like you want her to be at a certain place,
Yeah, exactly.
and you don't think that you could have a real future with a woman unless she's Islamically at a certain place. Number one. Number two, because you fear Allah.
Yeah. That's
So,
a big one.
And I think this is important because a lot of the times people, they end up leaving their chick is because they just don't feel attracted to her no more.
Yeah.
Like your attraction for her is still very much there, and you've actually taken a serious step for the sake of Allah, and you've made a sacrifice for Allah. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Akhi, it's not something that many people know, but I'm saying now, obviously you know because I spoke to you before.
Yeah.
But Akhi, I was in the exact same place when I started practicing, and I remember one hadith that one brother told me. I'm gonna tell this to you again, Akhi.
Yeah.
If you leave something for the sake of Allah, Allah will replace it with something better, Akhi. Wallahi al-Azim, Akhi. Everything I left for the sake of Allah, Allah replaced with something better, Akhi. And you have to understand that it was Allah that helped you out this process. Because Allah says to Yusuf alayhi salam, you know when the chick tried to commit zina with him?
Yeah.
Allah says, وَلَقَدْ هَمَّتْ بِهِ. Exactly.
Yeah.
Allah says, وَلَقَدْ هَمَّتْ بِهِ هَمَّ بِهَا لَوْلَا أَرَّآ بُرْهَانَ رَبِّهِ. Allah says that she obviously wanted him. But Allah said, you know what? He also would have been inclined to her. Bear in mind, this is a prophet.
Yeah.
A prophet. But Allah is saying, he also would have been inclined to her. Because imagine, she's not, the Aziz of the city is not going to marry some Ba'as chick. And she's obviously come to do zina with him. So she's not going to come to him dressed, she's going to come to him dressed in that lingerie and that, you see what I'm saying, of that time. So, and he's a man at the end of the day. And even though he's a prophet, Allah says, he could have still fallen victim. He would have still been inclined to her. Desires were there. But you know what Allah says? أَرَّآ بُرْهَانَ رَبِّهِ. The only reason why he was protected was because of the evidence, the sign from his Lord. Allah is saying that if it weren't for me, there's no way you would have been able to get out of this. Allah said He showed you a sign. He got you out of here. So the same way, Akhi, be grateful to Allah and know that Allah helped you out of this. Because remember when you woke up in the morning that day and the first thing you heard was, there's a janazah, go to the masjid. Then you heard about a death the same night. Then you heard about the death the next day. Akhi, that was Allah orchestrating that for you. People potentially died, and from their death Allah took a lesson for you to learn. Don't let that lesson of their death go in vain, Akhi, because the death is a big thing, you see what I'm saying? And know, Akhi, that it is only Allah that can help you from now on, because now it's actually going to get harder. Because, and the sister, she's my sister, so wallahi, I love her for the sake of Allah, and I say this out of concern for her, but I don't want her to think, if she does come across to watch this video, that I'm saying this to try and, mock her or anything, but she's going to get very desperate. It's going to get really hard for her, bro. It's going to get really hard for her. She's going to start calling you like crazy. Then she's going to start making promises. She'll put on hijab for you. She'll put the niqab for you. Come show up at your uni, Akhi. I remember the brother who gave me da'wah told me these exact same things. And guess what? Everything happened, like he said.
Yeah, but obviously we don't want her doing it for us. We want her doing it
for the sake of Allah. Exactly. And that's gold that you said that, right? Because that's exactly what happens, is because so many times I know brethren who, when their chick finally came back and looked like she changed, what really happened was that she only changed for them. So a couple months later she went back to how she was. Or when the guy came back thinking she's changed, he becomes attached to her again, but then she realized, I can't do this, she leaves him and he's the one heartbroken. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And you know then what the crazy one is, and I really hope, and obviously I know your character is better than to even consider a sister who's going to behave like this, but you know what happens in some situations is that the girls, they fall off, Akhi. They start going clubbing, drinking, hanging around with guys, putting things on Facebook, social media to kind of just, it's kind of like wallahi, trust me, they do it to get back at you. Part of it is I wish she sees it. And she's going to put up status like, yeah, I've moved on, I'm enjoying life. But they put up these things. I'm telling you, Akhi, when these things happen to me, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, Akhi, 2 twos, yeah, I remember that again, this is, I just started practicing now, yeah. In fact, it had been 6-7 months of me practicing. And the chick who I left for the sake of Allah, imagine how she tried to hurt me. I remember it's 11 p.m. at night, she gives me a phone call off a number. I didn't really clock it was her, yeah. I didn't really answer her phone call, but she messages me. She calls me 11 p.m. at night. She used to live outside the city, by the way. You know what she says to me? I'm going to link a boy in Stratford. I'm thinking to myself, why? I'm thinking to myself, why are you telling me?
Yeah.
And bear in mind, it's 11 p.m. Trains don't work after 11:30, 12. That means she's going to be staying the night. So she's trying to tell me she's going to do something.
Yeah.
You can imagine how she's trying to hurt me, akhi. You know what I'm saying? But I had Allah, I had my brethren who was there holding me down, akhi. And you know what, akhi? I stood firm. And I felt like that was a big test because it got to the point where it's like I dumped you, so I'm in a strong position. But now you start hurting me in a way where it's like, even though I will never be with you now because you're drinking and you're with other men, I will never be with you. But you still, it's like, oh, bro, that was raw. And it hurts you. And then, you think, let me call her, see if she's okay. But you know, akhi, I stood firm and I was patient, akhi. And then 2 months later, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala introduced me to the woman that was at that time my future wife, akhi. And I can say, akhi, hand on my heart, akhi, all praise and thanks to Allah that hadith came true. What I left for the sake of Allah, Allah replaced it with something better, akhi. Wallahi al-azim, yeah. So just be firm and know that the test isn't over now. It's like, when someone takes shahada, we say the shahada is the easy part. What comes after is harder. And we know how hard it is to take shahada in the first place. MashaAllah.
Can I just say one thing, yeah? So, obviously, I ended up with her yesterday, and I was like, you know what, I'm free from like all the sins, yeah? So I was like, obviously, for the past 2 months while this was happening, when I was not happy, I haven't been on masjid recently, yeah? And when I ended it, like, obviously, I made an intention, you know what, I'm gonna wake up 5:30, 6 o'clock, and make it to Fajr Salah, not at home, but at the masjid, front row. And subhanAllah, yeah, I woke up 6 o'clock, and then I was thinking to myself, did last night actually happen? I was shocked from what I did. I was like, wallahi, I did not have the strength. But subhanAllah, I was like, you know what, Allah gave me strength, so now I'm gonna do something for His cause. So I jumped out of bed, did wudu, ran to the mosque, prayed Fajr, and I was on the front row, subhanAllah, yeah. But at the front row, I don't know, I just started crying. Like, wallahi, I cried in first rak'ah and the second rak'ah. And after the second rak'ah, I was like, I got to stay strong now. Like Allah's there for me. Like I know that now. Because the thing is, when I was doing this haram relationship, I was not like bothered to go mosque. But once I ended it, I was finally like free from sins. And Allah gave me the strength to lift up my blanket and jump to the mosque and pray Fajr Salah on time, front row as well.
Oh, wallahi, that's true, akhi, because you see.
And that was satisfying.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was so satisfying.
More than the relationship. No matter how nice or amazing the girl is, nothing beats the sweetness of Iman, right? You know what, akhi, and we'll end on this. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah said, may Allah have mercy on him, he said that as long as a person is free mixing, a man and a woman are together in a haram way, even if they're just friends, he said the heart will always be diseased. No wonder they can't pray. No wonder they disrespect their families. No wonder they're watching pornography all the time. Your heart is corrupted.
Alright, so I got a question, yeah? Say if she does change and she starts practicing and starting researching on deen, and obviously she's praying 5 times a day. Is it possible to marry her in the future?
Okay. So I'll tell you something, yeah? Basically, I told you the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the woman that tried to do zina with him. Obviously, Yusuf was a righteous man, and he cut himself off the girl. She wasn't righteous. She obviously made tawbah in the end. It's in Surah Al-Yusuf, she makes tawbah and she blames herself. She clears Yusuf alayhi salam from the claim that she made against him. Some of the narrations, you know what they say? In the end, they got married. Her name was Zulaykha, salamun alayha. And one of the stories is actually really beautiful. It explains that one night, Yusuf alayhi salam and his beloved wife Zulaykha, they're together, right? And Yusuf, he's waiting for her to come to him in the house. She's busy. She's busy praying.
Subhanallah.
So he walks up to her while she's praying and he's like, my Zulaykha, she forgot about me. And she looks at him and she says, forgive me, my Yusuf. For a moment, I got so lost in the love of my Allah that I forgot about the love of my Yusuf. When she was the same woman who tried to do zina with him.
Yeah.
But that shows women can change, akhi. But now I know a lot of people are going to be listening to this and they're going to be thinking, nah, but this, yeah, that's going to be me. Everyone who's in your situation, every girl who's listening to this, every guy who's listening to this, who's in the situation is going to be thinking, that's going to be me. The reality is fairy tale endings are not for everyone.
Yeah.
You know who they are for? It's those who are sincere. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Yusuf, he was from my sincere slaves. And Zulaykha became a sincere slave. The point is that both of them cut each other off. And Yusuf went to Allah. He said, Allah send me to the prison. Just me and you. I don't need the women. I don't need nothing. Just me and you. And Zulaykha, she never made tawbah to say, I'm going to do it for Yusuf. She made tawbah, she went off. And eventually the narrations say they went and they got married. The point is, focus on your relationship with Allah and He'll focus on your relationship with the people.
And that's my main goal right now. My main goal forever as well.
There you have it, guys. And you know what's amazing about that brother is, mashallah, he's only 18 years old, but he made that sacrifice for the sake of Allah. And now, hopefully many of you will be inspired to do the exact same. Please keep all your problems coming into nasihasession@gmail.com. Here's the email address there. And brothers and sisters, please don't forget to donate at the link below. Remember, Naseeha Sessions happens through your donations with Allah's permission. The more you donate, the more we can get these videos out there. Barakallahu feekum. Please, especially if you benefited, donate at the link below. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace.